So one of the other elements that I see a lot of Web3 brands missing out on is SEO. Um, and I think from what I've seen, a lot of these brands, they take a very incorrect approach to SEO. Now, if you talk to an SEO consultant, a lot of the time, the really bad ones, what they'll do is they'll just pick out keywords that have got huge volume, like, oh, this gets, in this case, 280,000 searches per month. We'll just say as well, these metrics are pulled in by keywords everywhere. This little extension here is amazing, especially for the price. It is dirt cheap. It's a really good tool for like really just quick and dirty research. But a lot of them SEO consultants will say like, oh, we should write a content around what is Bitcoin because it has this many, and if we get even 0.1% of this or 1% of this or whatever they might say, we're going to get, good amounts of traffic over time. The problem is that these massive volume keywords are super competitive. I don't believe this competition score here. But, look at the brands that are ranking on page one for these massive search volume terms. And this will be true for any of these massive volume terms. Investopedia, according to Moz, domain authority here is 92 out of 100. The Moz DA is brought in by Keywords Everywhere. 83 out of 100, 92 out of 100. If you're a small brand, if you're like a crypto exchange that's just starting out, and you're thinking, oh, we should write this because we can explain what Bitcoin is, and then we can end it with like, buy your Bitcoin today, get 10% off or something like this. You're going to be ranking on page 9 of Google, which is going to result in 0% of the clicks. A lot of people just want to target these because they have big search volume, but it's just not the way to go. And there's also an argument here for the sort of stages of awareness. What is Bitcoin? Is that person really likely to buy Bitcoin from you? No. What they are likely to do is do research and trying to figure it out, and they're stages away from actually ready to buy. Might be some kid doing a research paper for school. They're not going to buy Bitcoin, they're just doing research, journalists, whatever. So instead, what I would recommend that you do, especially if you're a small brand, is go for like zero volume search terms. So these are search terms that the sort of research tools like Keywords Everywhere, Ahrefs, Moz, SEMrush, whatever you wanted to use, will report as having 0 searches per month. Those analysis tools for SEO are never 100% correct. They're always a close approximation, and they're great in terms of understanding on a scale, like where something might fit on that scale. Oh, this is like a higher volume search term, this is a lower volume one, but it's never 100% correct. And the 0 volume ones are very rarely exactly 0. So what you want to do is, you want to find these 0 volume search terms. I'll talk quickly about how to potentially find good ones. The best way to do it is to figure out what your ideal users are talking about. Talk to them, go to forums where they're talking about these things, find out the problems that they're having, find out, how they talk about those things, and then create content that answers the specific problems that real users of your project are experiencing, because no doubt they're going to go to Google and type something in that's really weird in terms of like a long tail keyword that you probably wouldn't be able to guess if you weren't talking to them. But yeah, these 0 volume search terms can generate traffic. As an example, best Web3 CRM. You can see here, decent reviews. We are number 1. And so we come up with the featured snippet for best Web3 CRMs. Volume, 0 per month. Cost per click, 0. Competition, 0. Basically because it has such low volume, nobody's trying to rank for this, so the competition is 0. So you can write a piece of this content, get it indexed, and you can be ranking on page 1 in days. That's all well and good, but if nobody's searching for it, what's the point? Well, let's have a look specifically at best Web3 CRM on our website. In the last month, March to April, 451 page views, 140 unique page views. Not the best stats at all. Time on page is a little low and all of this sort of stuff, but by targeting something that nobody searches for, we have 451 visits. So it is worth it. You've just got to find the right 0 volume keywords. And like I said, the best way to do it is to actually go out and understand what it is that your users want, need, or worried about, how they talk about it, and then build content around that. That's going to be your angle. Find out basically how to solve that problem, how to write about it so that it is, SEO optimized but still very useful to a human being. Create that content, publish it, get it indexed by manually submitting ASAP, and then promote it in as many different places as possible, just to try and drive some initial traffic to it. Over time, a lot of these little 400 per months and things will add up. If you've got 10 of those, that's 4,000 per month. Obviously it's going to be different, but on a scale, these zero volume keywords, they work. So I'd recommend doing that. It's much easier for a new Web3 brand to generate traffic this way and get initial people into your project than it is going after, chasing after these massive volume keywords that you just at this stage have no hope of ranking for because your domain authority just isn't there. Start with zero volume, build it up, use that to generate backlinks, then start going after the bigger volume terms. Keep that cycle going. Any questions? Feel free to reach out. Take care.